Welcome to another In Wheel Time podcast, a 30-minute mini version of the In Wheel Time car show that airs live every Saturday morning, 8 to 11 a.m. Central.
Celebrating 10 years of award-winning car talk, it's the In Wheel Time car show. Coming up, we take a shop tour, hopefully, courtesy of the Boyd Bumbera folks. Mr. Mars reviews the 2021 Chevy Trailblazer. Conrad has the events calendar. And later, we talk with one of our favorite people, racer, entrepreneur, all-around crazy man Gary Emmons with Emmons Motors. We're going to talk to him about used cars.
Is he bringing the Wallies?
I think that he wrote the movie Used Cars.
with that tailgate dropping down right at the end to give him that mile, right?
Yep. Plus the state of the market, and we'll also have this week's auto news headlines. That and more just ahead on today's In Wheel Time car show. Thanks for joining us. Howdy, along with Mike Out of This World Mars, King Conrad DeLong. We need more Jeff Zekin. I'm Don Armstrong. Glad that you could join us today. Have you seen the cat commercial?
Yeah.
I love it.
Walter the cat.
Walter the cat.
Is that not the cutest thing you've ever seen?
That is actually quite funny.
Yeah, it is.
That is actually quite funny. Without being stupid, it's funny.
Yep, it is.
Because
really is.
you're not really paying attention to all the stuff the cat's doing until the guy says something, and then I realized it was a cat. I thought it was a dog at first, but
No, really?
yeah. Well, I didn't. I'm not paying that much attention
Until the guy says, "But that's a cat."
Yeah.
It's a cat.
Yeah, the guy's
So?
going, so? Yeah.
Go fetch some
He
firewood.
doesn't have
Walter.
a workspace.
Yeah. It's a pretty cute commercial.
Yeah, as a matter of fact, I first saw it, and then I had to see it some more, so I looked it up on YouTube, and it's got, a million hits, and every cat person in the United States is sharing it with all their other cat friends. It's probably one of the cutest commercials currently going. Olympics. This is the last weekend for the Olympics, closing ceremony Sunday night. No car events, unfortunately. However, they did have something stupid called BMX. I'm going, what? BMX bicycle with a 27-year-old tattooed white man
Flying around in the air.
27 or 29?
27, and he's doing all these tricks that a 10-year-old boy does. Oh, boy.
Yeah, but this guy's in the Olympics,
and he's getting
10-year-old
paid.
boy is not.
Yeah.
I think that
That's
one of
You're right, and he's got some contract with Specialized that he's making $1 million a year selling their bikes for him.
I don't get it. Why doesn't the Olympics put an age limit on something like that? Seriously?
Because some people would
have
be
it?
Well, there's that. But if you got to have it,
They had a 42-year-old gymnast.
Yeah, but that's gymnastics. We're talking about bicycle riders here.
pretty much, bicycle riders.
Cyclists.
No, they're not even cyclists. They're not doing, a 100-mile road race and getting all piled up on some mountain terrain somewhere.
Something interesting, right?
Something
My
interesting.
son does that. He does the mountain biking.
Well, but you got to think they had skateboarding as well.
But, skateboarding, snowboarding, I get that with all the tricks and all that. I love the
Same
snow-
thing they're doing with the BMX bike.
No, it's
is all this-
not. It is not. It's a bicycle, for God's sake.
But it's got a wheel on it. So that's why we talk about it on In Wheel Time.
Oh, boy.
No, we're talking about it right now, that it sucks and it needs to go away.
Well, speaking of something else with a wheel, Chevrolet reintroduced the Copo Camaro central office production order.
Explain to everybody what exactly that is and where that came from.
So in 1960, well, it was actually way earlier than that, but everybody knows
was the
Copo
mid-60s.
Camaro as a dealer, you could get a hold of Chevrolet central office and get a production order of something that's not natural. So
Like Don Armstrong.
well, back then, that's something that was not natural was ordering a 427 in a Camaro. So everybody knows the Copo Camaro. Well, there was a multitude of Copo Camaros, but there's two Copo Camaros that most people know about. Generally, the ZL1 is the one everybody thinks of. They built 69 aluminum block 427 Camaros in 1969. There was also an iron block Copo Camaro back then, and they built substantially more than those, which is generally what Baldwin and Harrell and stuff were selling. So
Baldwin Motion.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
So the COPO, C-O-P-O, is where a dealer contacts Chevrolet Central Office and gets a production order done that's not a natural production, something unique.
It's like ordering off a menu at a restaurant.
order.
Right. And I remember when I was at Bowling Green at the time, we introduced the C5 Corvette. Remember they had the yellow, the Daytona yellow, whatever that bright yellow Corvette was.
They only built so many.
Yeah, but they also, some people ordered this Copo Corvette in 2001, whenever that came out. And it was yellow with a red leather interior. It was the stupidest looking thing, but that person knew I have one of 3 or one of 5 or whatever it was, and that was some of the purpose of it. So Copo, most people relate it to the Camaro, but even all the way back into the mid to early 60s, there were color combinations that were central office production options.
Well, see, I always thought of it as engine deals.
I did too.
But
It expanded way beyond that. But, yeah, the engine deal. So Chevrolet brought the Copo Camaro back in 2012, and kind of inspired by the models of the 60s. Well, in 2022, they are going to bring back the big block Copo Camaro, because you got to remember, all these Copo Camaros from 2012 until now have all been LS-based motors. Mm-hmm. Now they're going to bring one that's got the 572-inch big block Chevy,
Lord.
the old Mark IV.
How are they going to squeeze that in there?
Carefully.
Now, is this in competition of, say, the Hellcats?
Oh, yeah. Well, all 3 of them do what's called factory stock cars. Right. Chevrolet does it in the Camaro with the Copo Camaro. Ford does it with the Cobra Jet Mustang. Right. And then Chrysler does it with, I think they call it Drag Pack. And that's what Leah Pruitt races in the showroom stock.
The rear seat delete.
But the difference is that with Chevrolet, they're not selling any Camaros, and they're trying to stretch the production run as long as they can. Right. And this is one way that they could sell a few more by stuffing in a big block.
Oh yeah, but these are none of those factory showroom stock cars are street legal. But there's enough of a buyer base for them, and they pay a pretty premium price for them. There's enough of a buyer base.
Yeah,
for
those
them
are six-figure cars
to go racing. So yeah, Chevrolet's going to bring back the big block Camaro with a 9.4 liter engine in it.
Good Lord!
With one of those super duper transmissions that's got the 2 shafts.
The light speed, 3 shafts.
3 shafts.
The light speed.
Yeah, I'm getting the shaft right now.
Okay.
By the way, speaking of performance, I've known a fella out there, out west. We're going to find out where he is. The last name is Bumbera.
Yep.
Sealy.
And I first learned of Kenny Bumbera years and years ago, and he was big in the circle track racing up at Houston Motorsports Park. His daughter's into it, all of that. So they've got this racing background, and one thing led to another, and they do all these upgrades on regular guys' cars like mine that wants a supercharger on it. They do that kind of work. And so right now we are going to go out west and talk to Boyd Bumbera. Boyd, good morning.
Good morning. How are you guys?
Well, it's good to see you. How did I get any of that right?
Yes, sir. Yeah, no, you were exactly right on everything.
Well, good.
That's a first.
And so where are you in the Bumbera family?
I'm the youngest, and I'm the only boy. So I have 2 older sisters, and then my parents.
Yeah, and I assume that your dad is Kenny.
Yes, sir.
And how's Mama doing?
She's great. She's great. She's I give her stress every single day like I'm supposed to, but she's doing well.
Well, you are the boy.
Yeah. And so how are things? Is anybody in the Bumbera family racing currently?
Currently, right now, only my father and I are. The sisters are dealing with their own lives and stuff like that. They want to race really, really badly, but at the moment it's just my father and I.
So where are you guys racing, and what are you racing?
My father is usually doing a couple circle track races a year. He really likes going to Arizona and doing some big races. The local stuff he's thinking about getting back into, and that'll be more frequent, but as of right now he's just doing the televised races and stuff like that, the more serious stuff.
And what about you?
I am doing a lot of drag racing at the moment. I've got a new shop car. It's a 2020 Mustang, and it's just naturally aspirated. We're going for the naturally aspirated world record for the car, and so we're really, really close to that. But at the moment, we are grudge racing the car, and so that's actually what I was doing last night, and I might be doing today. So we'll see how that goes.
Weren't you just in Dallas at a race with that car?
Yes. Yeah. I actually picked up the old man and went out there and we had a great time. I ended up taking home some money, so that was great.
Well, that's always good.
That's what grudge racing's all about, right?
So Bumbera Performance has moved a couple of times. Where the heck are you now?
So he was on Highway 6 for, I believe, 30 years.
Yeah, that location.
South I-10.
Everybody knows that one.
And then he went to Katy, and we were there for about 9.5 or 10 years. And then we've been in Sealy, Texas now for about a year and a half, I believe.
Sealy, Texas. Are you out there by the drag strip?
Yes, yeah. We're only about 10 minutes away from the Hennessy drag strip, so we're pretty close.
And you're right there on Interstate 10, nice big red building.
Yes, sir. Yeah, on the south side. So you'll have to, if you're coming from Houston, you have to do a U-turn to get back to us. But you'll see us off I-10 for sure.
So, and what are you guys specializing in out there now?
So my father specializes in the classic car restoration stuff. That's what he's most known for. That's what the business is most known for. And then where I came in is I do all the new car high performance stuff. So like you were saying with, if somebody buys a new Mustang or Camaro or Corvette and wants to put a supercharger on it or modify it a little bit, that's what I do. So I'm trying to make that side of the business a little bit bigger and help my father out a little bit more, make him not work as hard. But he does all the restoration stuff, so we're pretty much booked up on that stuff at the moment.
So if I brought the 01 Corvette out there that has 25,000 miles on it, you could put a supercharger on it for me.
Yes, sir. Yep. I can do a whole lot of things. I can put it.
And he's smiling about it too.
I can make it have 20 more horsepower, or I can turn it into a pro mod, whatever you like.
Yeah. Sure. Now we need more than 20, but we don't want to go the pro mod route. That's just a little out of my bailiwick.
So do you find for that what I'll call the streetable supercharged cars, do you find it easier to do the Magnuson inside the engine V, or do you prefer doing the Pro Charger outside the engine V?
It depends on the application, like the use, what you plan on using it for. But usually my go-to is the Pro Charger systems, just because they're so friendly for the street. You can sit in traffic for a couple hours, and the car is not going to overheat. They're a lot better as far as engine heat, and they don't take up a lot of space either, and they're very easy to reverse if you need to return back the car back to stock, or they're very easy to add more power to as well. I mean, you can go from, we took a GT350 for example that made 700 horsepower, and we wanted to go to a race where the class said it's only with 1,000 horsepower cars. And so I called the customer and said, hey, can I turn this car up to about 1,000 and go race it? And he said, yeah, sure, whatever you'd like to do. And we turned it up to 1,000 horsepower in about 30 minutes with the Pro Charger. You just need the supercharger pulley, the belt, and then the tuner on standby to make any changes if necessary.
Will my 01 Corvette survive a supercharger installation?
For sure, yeah. It'll survive it. Those motors are good little bitty motors, and since you don't have if you're not going to be pushing 1,000 horsepower or anything, the stock motor will take it perfectly fine. The only thing that you really have to worry about on those is the transmission, but I've got you covered there too.
Yeah, I'll bet you do.
There you go.
And
hello.
Well, I have a 6-speed manual transmission.
Okay, yeah. So we'll just put a clutch in there, and then you're ready for 1,200 horsepower.
I don't want.
There you go.
No, I don't want 1,200. I was thinking more along the lines of about 6 is all I really need.
Yeah. No, that's it. Easy. Yeah, that'll be perfectly fine.
More
like doable. You just
left lane with the blinker on. There you go.
Yeah, I don't need to go crazy. I'm not trying to win races or anything like that. I just want some more power.
You want spunk,
right? So the Pro Charger stuff comes out of the box with about 100 to 150 wheel horsepower gain. So that usually kicks it a pretty good kick in the pants, and people are happy with it. But if, like I said, if you want to do more, it doesn't take much to make more horsepower on those.
Okay. Well, cool. It's good to know that I now know somebody that can do it. Now, your work, do you guarantee your work is going to work?
No, Tom, they don't. They just throw stuff in the trunk and say, here, it's yours.
Oh, that's like Conrad.
Oh, you know the trunk.
Right. No, we've got a pretty good track record, so it's I don't think you'll have any issues coming to us.
Track record, I got
that. I want to see the new shop. Are you going to give us a little tour?
I am actually at the house right now.
Oh, for God's sakes!
Well, let's check out your fridge.
Didn't read your email.
What do you got in the damn fridge?
Yeah, this is with cribs.
Oh, in the fridge. Actually, I need to go to the grocery store. So maybe.
So you've got nothing in the fridge either. So we're not going to get a shop tour, and we're not going to get a tour of your refrigerator.
You got any fun cars in your garage?
Well, what good are you? What are you driving?
Yeah, the garage.
I can. I don't know if the Wi-Fi will be all right, but I can show you what I have in the garage.
Or the pool.
Some cool cars. Yeah.
Yeah. Well,
I think you'd always have cool cars in your garage.
Yeah. What about the pool? Do you have something going on in the pool today?
Mm-hmm. Oh, not the pool. I don't have that much money.
The grotto.
Yeah, the grotto. Yeah. So.
Okay.
So what?
Let's see here.
What are you driving?
So the fun little car that I have is a 2006 Corvette. It's a Z06, and then I have a cam and a turbo on that one, which is right here.
How big a turbo?
There you go.
So it's got Sean's custom alloy intake. It's actually on a Holley EFI system that I tuned, and then the turbo. That's the NA car right there.
Look at all the stuff he's got in here.
See, this is why.
So it's the rear mount turbo. How do you find that does with lag when it's that far away?
Actually, so as long as you have the right tuner and enough timing, the lag isn't that bad. So it depends what you're doing, but as far as like in a roll race event or something like that, you can brake boost the car before you take off.
Plan ahead.
You'll actually be at a peak boost before you even let go of the brake.
Pull the trigger on it.
It works out pretty well. And then I have another little project that I've been working on. It's a 73 Z28.
Beautiful.
That one is going to get an LS swap and stuff, but
it's a split bumper too.
The Mustang's been taking up everything, so this car is the grudge car.
The garage car.
No, grudge car.
Oh, grudge car.
This is the car he's
grudge racing.
Set the naturally aspirated record in. Now, what engine's in that? The Coyote? We've lost.
Yes, yeah. So that actually has the Coyote, the stock bottom end. Actually, this one's got stock heads and stock cams as well. We're going to be getting a motor soon where it's got a lot more like custom heads and custom cams and a built bottom end. So we'll definitely get the record then. But as far as trying to get the NA record at the moment, we're going to try to do it with the stock engine.
Now, when you say record, you're talking about top speed, right?
No. Quarter mile time.
Well,
are you guys there? Hello?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is it you're talking about quarter mile time?
Yes, yeah. So I believe the record right now is either a 971 or a 976. It's one of the two at 141 miles an hour, I believe. So just shooting for that. And once we go past that, we'll definitely post it and let the world know.
I wish you could see the smirk on Conrad's face right now. He's like, shaking his head going, I wish I were there.
9.7 in a stock motored Mustang. I remember I was so thrilled to death that my motorcycle got into the 11s and my car got into the very high 10s, and I thought I was thrilled to death. Now he's going 9.7 in a stock.
Yeah, the one that actually broke the record is it's got a high compression, fully built motor and stuff like that. So we're just trying to do it with the stock motor, which I really think we'll be able to. We just need to do a little bit more to the car and a little bit more testing. But like I said, the main focus with the car right now is just the grudge racing scene, and we've been doing pretty well in that, and we're going to ride that wave as long as we can.
So what kind of differential gearing are you running in it? Because I know that's going to have
I swap them quite regularly. But the most common one that ends up in the car is either a 315 or a 355 rear gear. Those stock transmissions are 10 speeds, so you can't go to like a 410 or a 373. You can, but it'll be the car will end up being slower. So
I'm thinking there's a dry lake bed racing in your future.
Right? Yeah, I've that's been a bucket list item, and I've always been trying to talk the pops into it, but we just haven't really gone with getting a car for that yet.
Hey, when is Bumbera's Performance open?
Monday through Friday, 8 a.m. to 5:30.
What the hell? Where's that Saturday special event where I remember in past history tells us that there have been some special cruise-in events out there, and I want to go to that.
Yeah. We've been talking about doing those, like kind of like dyno days on Saturdays. We've been talking about doing that, but
do you have a dyno out there?
Yes, sir. Yeah, we do have a Mustang dyno, and that's usually where I'm at every day. So if I'm not up front, I'm usually on the dyno trying to make a car run properly. But as far as the Saturday stuff, we have been talking about it. We don't have anything set in stone, but that may come back soon.
Good.
Right. Yeah. You go to your Facebook page, you can see all kinds of vehicles out there. I mean, whether you want hot rods, muscle cars, or the new stuff, and it'd be a great place to look around.
Well, Boyd, it's great talking to you. Be sure and tell your whole family Don Armstrong said hi, will you?
I will, sir.
All right. Well, you take care of yourself. Thanks again. Let's stay in touch, and I'll be in touch with you about that Pro Charger setup.
All right, bud. I'll be talking to you soon. Thank you, guys.
Thank you very much.
You bet.
Boyd Bumbera at Bumbera's Performance. All right, time now for this hour's car review, and Mr. Mars has a look at the Chevy Trailblazer.
Okay,
yes.
Hooked up here.
Did I catch you off guard?
No, we're ready.
Okay,
we're good.
well,
we're good.
let it rip.
There's a couple of interesting things I found out while looking at this Trailblazer. Because the Trailblazer itself, that name model left in 2009. They quit putting that name model out. So they brought it back now. And doing research, if you really want to know the difference in between the two, and you can't tell by looking at them, which I can't believe somebody had that problem, but the old Trailblazer used an uppercase B in its name. The new Trailblazer uses a lowercase b in its name on the nameplate.
Wow.
One of those things I learned, What can I say? So the old one was a very much an SUV, a truck-based vehicle. Now the new one's not. We're talking about the new one being a subcompact crossover SUV. If you're trying to figure out where it kind of fits in there in the Chevrolet lineup, it's kind of sized in between the Trax and the Equinox. That'll kind of give you an idea of how it sets. And it's very much car-based, not truck-based. Comes in 5 different models, L, LS, LT, Active, and the RS. We had the Trailblazer all-wheel drive RS model for our test vehicle. Now, I've had a couple of people mention to me that they look at the front end of this thing, and it's got a lot of Camaro styling to it.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
And it's a lot like a lot of the vehicles in that subcompact category and the lines of the vehicle and stuff. So it's very much styled. It's not a very straight vehicle like the old one was. Again, getting away from that truck-like base to the more of the CUV type thing. The vehicle that we had, the RS, comes with the optional 18-inch wheels, got a 2-tone paint job on it, so the roof's a different color. We had the heated side mirrors on the outside of it, LED headlamps, and you'll see that they're thin. Again, back to that Camaro-type styling. Got the fog lights.
Headlights, LEDs.
Yes, all of its LEDs, tail lights, all that good stuff. And you go into the inside of it, and the Trailblazer of old wasn't real fancy except a few models, but this one has a simulated leather seating surfaces. The front seats are heated. The rear seat is a 60-40 folding combination. The front passenger seat will actually also fold down flat, so you get some extra length on that side to actually put something in there that's long.
Wow.
We also had the tech package on this vehicle, so we had the wireless phone charger. Got 2 USB ports in the back area for the passengers. It's charge only. Comes with an 8-inch touchscreen up front, 4.2-inch driver's information screen. And we had the Bose Audio 7-speaker system in this thing. Now, again, by the size of it, you can tell it's not real big, but if you fold the seats down, you can get 54.5 cubic feet of cargo in this thing. And sitting in the driver's seat, it does feel like it's got a lot more room than what you would think a subcompact vehicle would have. Now, you get up under the hood, it's got a 1.3-liter turbo engine. Now, this is a 3-cylinder engine, which I've always thought kind of weird, but it works.
Yeah.
It's 155 horsepower, 174 pound-feet of torque. It's got a 9-speed automatic transmission. So it really runs pretty well, but there's a couple of times I found that if I stepped off into it in the right place, it might be a little bit slow downshifting. It's like it takes a little bit long to get back down to where it wants to be on those 9 gears.
Needs that Koenigsegg light speed.
Something like that.
Double shafted.
And the EPA says you should be looking for 26 miles to the gallon in the city, 30 out on the highway, combined for a 28. I actually got about 27 out of this.
Wow.
Just a hair under 27. And again, the downshifting was the only thing that really bothered me about it, but that was only if you really had to step off into it.
But it's just trying to find the power curve.
That's the problem with a low-powered motor. That's the problem.
Again, the 3-speed, the 9-speed, the 3-cylinder 9-speed type thing. It does have 3 different drive modes, the normal, all-wheel drive, and sport. I could not see a lot of differences in between those when I shifted them. There was a few things when you went to sport you noticed, but it wasn't anything massive to write home about. If you're looking for something to compare it to in that category, you might look at a Toyota CHR, the Mazda CX-30, or even a Honda HR-V. Now, you can get a base Trailblazer for right at $19,000. That's a stripper model stepping into it. Now, the base Trailblazer for the vehicle we were driving, the all-wheel drive RS, starts at $27,000. We had a few options, and that pushed our MSRP as tested up to $31,225. And it really is nothing like the old Trailblazer used to be.
Now, you talked about
There's nothing wrong with the old Trailblazer.
No, but it's just a completely different vehicle.
Well, I know that.
I think the XT4 would be in that category as well.
The XT4, it size-wise probably,
Yes.
but I would think that the XT4 is a little bit nicer, got a little bit nicer interior and some components
Well,
on
I like the Blazer. I do like
Oh,
that.
I did too, for what I would use it for. Absolutely. I just, but that is a very crowded segment.
That is an extremely crowded
whenever you get into that.
Yeah.
I mean, and they all got a lot of lines that look alike. There's a lot of things that are similar to them.
I like it. Good job.
Thank you.
It's time now for the events calendar. And I think that's your bailiwick.
That is my bailiwick.
Oh, boy, here
Well,
we
again,
go.
we talked about it when we had David Vogel on, the 50th anniversary celebration for Houston Community College at the Northeast College campus, and that's on August 24th. The address is 8001 Fulton Street in Houston. The setup for the cars will start at 9:30 to 10:30, and the show starts at 11 and goes to 1:30.
Is that a Saturday?
Yes. That's a Saturday. They'll have the first and second floor of the parking garage available for the show, so it'll be out of the weather. August 29th, and again, we talked to Troy about this, and that's Houston Cars and Cocktails at Little Woodrow's out on 249.
Do you drink hard liquor?
Yeah.
What do you like?
Depends.
You like
Depends on
bourbon?
it depends on what I'm doing.
Yeah?
I like a bourbon.
Like whether you're taking your clothes off or what do you mean?
It depends on how much I drank as to whether. If I'm drinking tequila, the clothes come off.
Exactly.
Send your comments too.
I used to be quite a tequila drinker. I'll do bourbon if I'm just drinking to
Get
be
drunk.
in a crowd. No, if I'm just drinking to be in a crowd, I'm a vodka tonic guy.
Oh.
So a little bit of everything.
Just drinking tequila
Actually
every
had
day.
margaritas last night at the
Oh,
house.
I'll go.
Yeah?
We had some too. Yeah.
Frozen
Yes,
or on the rocks?
frozen peach margaritas.
Oh, I
Ooh, that sounds
strawberry.
good.
Yeah.
$2 at Taco Cabana.
Are you serious?
Hey, I like
They
Taco
come,
Cabana.
They come with the little bottle of tequila and stuff.
they
Yeah,
come
it's
with
a great price.
They used to make them with wine because you can make tequila with wine or margaritas with wine.
Oh, I used.
That's for people
wine-based.
that don't have their liquor license. They use
Yeah.
wine.
And then we've had Lady Chaos Car Club on the show. It's been some time.
Yeah.
They are having a car show on Sunday the 29th from 10 to 1 a.m. They're going to have a raffle, food, DJ, prizes. It's their 1-year anniversary, and that's going to be at Fortress Beer Works. And then on the the 18th of September is the Houston
Fortress Beer Works?
Beer Works.
I never heard of that.
It's a new one. There's all these microbreweries are popping up all over the place.
Okay.
And then Houston Cruisers charity show for the Lone Survivor Foundation is going to be at Rudy's Barbecue on 249 in Tomball. And then Saturday, September 25th, it's Woody's 3rd annual waterfront car show at Topwater Grill in Santa Fe, Texas.
Yippee.
San Leon.
San Leon. You're only 40 miles away.
You're only off 40 miles.
It starts at 9 a.m. and goes to 4 p.m.
Time now for a quick break here on the In Wheel Time Car Show. We'll be back right after this.
Let me tell you about a locally owned and operated group of dealerships called Bayway. Bayway owner Daryl Wisniewski is born and raised right here, and he knows Houstonians better than anyone. Bayway Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, and Ram, Bayway Lincoln, and Bayway Chevrolet are managed by Lincoln Stahl. And when you get to know these guys, you'll want to become part of the Bayway family, too. Feel good that you're part of Houstonian-owned Bayway Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, Ram.com, BaywayChevrolet.com, and BaywayLincoln.com. Remember the name, Bayway. Tailpipes and Tacos, Houston's premier monthly car cruise-in returns Saturday, August 21st at 2 Loopy Tortilla Mexican restaurants in Katy and inside the Loop on the Southwest Freeway near Kirby. Tailpipes and Tacos is free and everyone is invited. You'll see collector cars, hot rods, customs, magnificent originals, and resto mods at 2 locations. Cars from all over Southeast Texas cruise in and show off in a friends and family event at the Loopy Tortilla Mexican restaurant on the Grand Parkway at Kingsland Boulevard just south of I-10 in Katy, and inside the Loop on the Southwest Freeway near Kirby. Drag racer, car enthusiast, and Loopy founder Stan Holt brings you Houston's hottest cruise-in. Tailpipes and Tacos at Loopy's inside the Loop on the Southwest Freeway in Kirby, and in Katy on the Grand Parkway just south of I-10, where you'll see the In Wheel Time Car Show. Get your ride ready and we'll see you at the Tailpipes and Tacos Saturday morning cruise-in at Loopy's in Katy and Kirby, August 21st, 8 to 11 a.m., weather permitting. Gulf Coast Auto Shield has moved to a more convenient location. Now you can visit John Gray and his staff of dedicated professionals at their new shop on the South Sam Houston Parkway between Belford and Airport in Southwest Houston. Gulf Coast Auto Shield is the best at paint correction and ceramic coatings. Clear bras and custom wraps are specialties that only Gulf Coast Auto Shield installs with award-winning accuracy, and all their services come with a warranty. Lamborghini, Aston Martin, Porsche, and Ferrari owners depend on Gulf Coast Auto Shield for their specialty services, and you should too. The In-Wheel Time Corvette and Cutlass have both been massaged by Gulf Coast Auto Shield, so isn't it time your vehicle visit their new shop in Southwest Houston? Call John Gray today at 832-930-5655 or visit online at gcautoshield.com. That's gcautoshield.com. Paint, coatings, wraps, and more at gcautoshield.com. That's it for this podcast episode of the In-Wheel Time Car Show. I'm Don Armstrong, inviting you to join us for our live show every Saturday morning, 8 to 11 a.m. Central on Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, and our InWheelTime.com website. Podcasts are available on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Stitcher, iHeart Podcast, Podcast Addict, TuneIn, Pandora, and Amazon Music. Keep listening, and we'll see you soon.